What is going on, guys? We're going to get started here in just a second. Be sure to hit that like button as we get started. Hello, everyone. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the stream. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. Really interesting action across the market here. Bitcoin currently at a potential lower high. Ethereum is breaking out to higher highs. Amazing price action for Ethereum, making huge strides. I think Bitcoin is only 6% away from the all-time high. Ethereum is less than 60% away from the all-time high, which for Ethereum is really, really good progress, guys. Really, really good progress. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat if the audio is good. Let me know if everything is good. Is the mic okay? Is the music volume good? Is it too loud? Let me know in the chat, guys. I appreciate all 150 of you already tuning in. Definitely hit that like button, guys. Smash up that like button for the YouTube algo. Pretty great day today. So there is definitely a lot of things that we got to be discussing here about the Bitcoin price, the potentials coming up in the not so distant future. A lot of potentials coming up. So we're going to be discussing all of that here in this stream. Now, people are tuning in now. As you guys know, I had a couple streams not too long ago, like a few days, 3 days ago, where I was shadow banned for like a whole day long. For a whole day, my stream was like getting like no views. Like it was very weird. Nobody could see it. Nobody could see the notification. It was very, very strange. But now it seems like we're probably back. And let's make sure that we're back by smashing up that like button, guys. Let's make sure we're back. So yeah, we can see on the screen, using the Cryptowatch desktop app, I have a custom layout here. By the way, if you have a Cryptowatch account, it's free to you can download this for free, create custom layouts. So interesting action last night. Bitcoin did dump down into 17.6 about, and then rallied. Ethereum is now, breaking into higher highs. Chainlink pulling back a little bit here. So we're gonna see. There is a lot of stuff that I want to talk about, and there's some very important key things. You'll see. It's very important week coming up, guys. So Bitcoin on the weekly chart right now looks absolutely insane. Amazing work here by the bulls. So one thing I was telling everybody in my Patreon today, I was saying how, when you're long-term investing, long-term trading, if you had sold Bitcoin before this breakout, you pretty much just missed all the gains. Like long-term, you just missed the whole thing. The whole shebang took place, boom, like in a month, and you kind of just missed out on that huge pump. And usually when it comes to long-term growth, there are certain parts of a run-up that never get seen again. Like it's possible that if things remain bullish, we will never see some of these prices again. And if you're trading long-term, hopefully you were holding Bitcoin from these low levels, because you may not get that price again. So that's the interesting part, is that especially if you look at the stock market, there's only like a few weeks or a few months that make up for most of the gains long term. And that's kind of what I'm getting at here. So congratulations to all you hodlers out there. The long-term investors, the hodlers, are the ones getting rewarded. You guys are the ones getting rewarded right now. Traders don't even know what to do. Their heads are spinning. They don't know if they should be long, short, or what. But the hodlers are the ones making the money. So for all the long-term people out there, congrats. All of you guys are making great gains. So Bitcoin weekly chart, we're 6% away from the all-time high. Very interesting place to be, considering that the stock market's going to open up. I think futures are going to start trading here, and the US dollar index is also going to start trading. Actually, it might have already started. And the US dollar index is at a very critical point here. This is one of the main things I want to discuss in this video, is that the comparison between the US dollar index and Bitcoin. On the screen right now, the US dollar index is the candle chart. And this is the chart from March. This is the daily chart from March, when cash was king during the pandemic. And then, of course, the United States printed 20% of their entire money supply in this year of 2020. And of course, that causes the value to go down, of course, right? And Bitcoin was designed to be a hedge against fiat currencies. Bitcoin was designed to be a hedge against essentially the US dollar in a sense. So yeah, we can see that it's working out perfectly. Bitcoin is inversely correlated to the US dollar index. And right now, the US dollar index is at a very critical support. We have multiple touches off of this support, about 92. And this is going to play a pretty key role for Bitcoin moving forward. In my opinion, in my opinion, if the US dollar index does crack this support level to the downside, then Bitcoin would probably smash 20K to the upside, and probably hit prices above 20K, 25K before coming back to retest 20, something like that. If the US dollar index actually finds support here now and bounces up, then Bitcoin may be looking for a local top, some kind of formation below the all-time high before breaking it. So the US dollar index inverse correlation is going to play a really big role, considering that we are like at the precipice of a major move. Right? We're at the most critical support we've been at for a very, very long time for the DXY. We did find some support here in the past in September 2017. But this is something that you should all be keeping your eye on, the US dollar index Bitcoin inverse correlation. You know, it is very, very clear. This correlation is very, very clear. Let's take a look at all these points, of course. I mean, I can mark it up. I'm sure you guys already know, but this is something that a lot of people sometimes forget about, but it does play a huge role, right? Let's just do a vertical line. So the peak of this, Bitcoin was at the bottom, right? And the next vertical line that we'll put in, you could put in here. This is a major move for the US dollar index, breaking below support in July of this year, causing Bitcoin to immediately moon to the upside, right? Amazing inverse correlation. And then also in this range right here, the US dollar index started to curl over and see lower lows and lower highs, right? Starting in October. And when did Bitcoin begin the parabolic run? In October. Amazing inverse correlation. So if the US dollar index loses this support to the downside, we will likely smash 20K. If the US dollar index pumps to the upside, Bitcoin will probably be creating a local top. Very important, guys. Very, very important to keep in mind. So definitely keep your eye on this. Definitely keep your eye on this. This is going to affect all of your coins, right? If this, you know, the US dollar index Bitcoin correlation is going to affect all of your coins. It's not just Bitcoin, everything. So definitely keep your eye on that. We'll probably go back to talk about that once again. But Bitcoin right now is seeing a little bit of a pullback here. So let's see. On the daily chart was very interesting. You know, we did create bearish divergence. So first of all, let me just pull this up here. One very important thing to remember is the daily RSI. The 70 level on the daily RSI is probably going to be playing a pretty key role. I've talked about this before. Since we got our initial breakout above 12,000, the 70 level on the RSI has been our exact area of support. You know, 69.70 bounced, and now, you know, if we come back to test it again and we bounce, then the parabolic trend may continue, right? If we bounce off this level, the parabolic trend may actually have some continuation, and that would also probably mean the US dollar index is moving down. If we crack that level, right? If we break below 70 on the RSI on the daily, that could be a signal that, you know, maybe we do enter a short-term correction period. So keep your eye on the RSI on the daily as well. Accidentally just removed this line here. Also, the 4-hour chart has been quite interesting. So the 4-hour chart we've been building, you know, we've had bearish divergence playing out many times on the 4-hour here. I just get rid of the RSI by accident. Pull that up. So yeah, we've had higher housing price, lower levels of relative strength. We have been playing out this bearish divergence over and over again, and usually it's only a short-term event for this run. And we did play it out here again in the last, you know, before we saw the pullback last night to 17,600. And what was really interesting is I didn't post this in Patreon because I thought it was a little bit risky, but I did take a short position on Bitcoin when we broke this short-term upward sloping trend line. It wasn't crazy, small position, and I made 20% on a 5x trade. So I actually shorted upon the break of the trend line, and then had my take profit here. I covered my short right on this area of most volume on the 4-hour chart, and I woke up this morning with my take profit hit. You know, I woke up and the trade was over and I made money. It was really interesting. But that was an interesting play I made last night. I thought it was too risky to like post in Patreon. you know, I didn't want a bunch of people shorting Bitcoin in these conditions. It is risky, but I thought, you know, I was thinking if Bitcoin does break this short-term trend line, you know, maybe we'd come back to test the bottom of the channel, right? The bottom of the channel here. We came close enough for me to get my profits, on the trade. So that was an interesting one. But again, you know, of course, long-term, I'm very bullish. It was just it was a short-term trade idea. You know, Bitcoin right now, somebody just said Kevin goes live and Bitcoin nosedives. You know, guys, this is not a nosedive, okay? If you're looking at the 4-hour chart, this is not a nosedive. This is not a nosedive. I don't know what's wrong with everyone in crypto, but they seem to think that every little move up or little move down somehow is a crash or a pump, or like they just overuse these words. Guys, Bitcoin is like doing really well. Although one thing I will say is that yes, we have played out this bearish divergence, and we came back to the bottom of the channel. We bounced. Now what we have to look out for is, you know, maybe some pattern development in this area. Let's say Bitcoin does pull back more. Let's say that so looking at the 21 EMA on the 4-hour, we have used it as support a few times. Let's just say that Bitcoin falls below the 21 EMA on the 4-hour. Then you would start to enter what could be a pattern that signifies a decrease in momentum, which everyone calls head and shoulders, which is really all that means is a decrease in momentum. The price comes up, the market tries to push higher, the market, you know, comes down, tries to push higher again, but creates a lower high. So that is what, you know, we would say is a decrease in momentum, right? Market's pushing, tries to push up, and then tries to push up again, can't get higher prices. My mouse is being really weird, but anyway. Purple pick. Well, yeah, I know you're joking, but like I hear it all the time. I hear like people like seriously saying these things, and it's just hilarious. So yeah, keep an eye out for this. You know, if we start to trade sideways, then maybe we do have a head and shoulders on our hands. If we break the 21 EMA on the 4-hour chart. So yeah, look for pattern development in this range. This is not my prediction. I'm not saying this is going to happen. This is not what I'm saying, guys. Don't freak out. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm saying there's a possibility that it could play out. We'll see, right? You know, we see that Bitcoin is pulling back, creating a potential lower high again. And, you know, maybe that would put us in a potential head and shoulders if we do pull back below the 21 EMA on the 4-hour and test the lows again, and then trade sideways and break the trend. Of course, that doesn't have to happen at all. Bitcoin can maintain its bullish posture and look to break out again. There are no confirmations right now. There are no confirmations. Bitcoin is sitting right in the middle of the price channel, just sitting pretty right in the middle of the price channel, just below 18.5. Seems pretty good, right? We're still in a pretty decent position. There's no confirmations right now for a major move up or a major move down. We're just hanging out here, right? Just hanging out. And Ethereum has been doing really, really well. And I'm very happy to see this, guys. I'm very happy to see Ethereum doing well. You know, we have this longer term chart, the weekly chart. Ethereum has created a speculative floor along a very key level from 2017, and the floor, so we had a speculative ceiling in this range in 2017, a speculative floor that we broke during the bear market, and then it became the ceiling again, and now it's becoming the floor. It became the floor, and we've pumped off this level, created the first higher high since, you know, August. So amazing work from the bulls here for Ethereum. We are entering what I would consider to be bull market territory. We've had a very sustained increase in price for a long time now, so it's starting to become a bull market for Ethereum in a sense. If you break above this high here at 830, then it's officially a bull market, of course. But in my book, we're already getting to bull market. We're already getting to bull market territory. You know, we're already getting there. Ethereum's looking great, guys. We got 442 people watching. Definitely smash up that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate all of you guys tuning in. Appreciate it. Interesting times here in crypto. So. The next major upside target, of course, Bitcoin's activity can always change things, right? But right now, we do have the next major upside target coming in around 670, 670, 668, 669, in between 668 and 670. So that is the next major upside target according to the Fib extensions. According to Fib extensions, that's the next major upside target. And in the short term for Ethereum, from this high, from August 31st to the next low, September 4th, the upside target right now that we were coming up to was the 1618 Fib extension at 600, basically 599.90. Basically $600 was that next major target. And, you know, we almost got there. There is no confirmation that the run is over yet, though we are seeing a little bit of a pullback here in the short term. We'll see. Bitcoin is seeing a little bit of a pullback here, but again, we're still well within the channel. Nothing to worry about yet. I think that, you know, most likely we will have time to figure out what, you know, of course, anything's possible. Some whale can just dump. No, I'm not trying to FUD. I'm saying people are going to be freaking out. I'm just saying we'll probably have time to see. You know, we'll probably trade sideways a little bit, test the trend line, maybe bounce again. You know, if we break the trend line, that is a bearish signal. But I think we'll have time, guys. I think we'll have time. Probably, you know, another couple days to see if we get another bounce to the upside or if we trade sideways below the channel. And, you know, of course, we're at the all-time high. You got to expect something. You got to expect some kind of volatility, whether we break out above it and then wick back below it or reject before we even break the all-time high. I'm expecting some kind of volatility. Definitely some kind of volatility. But again, we're still well within the channel, which means that for now we're looking okay. Until we get pattern development, maybe we do print a head and shoulders. It's looking like it's possible here, but nothing's confirmed. You know, long term, things are looking really, really good, especially fundamentally for the crypto market. Things are looking extremely bullish, like insanely bullish right now for crypto. Really, really bullish. I mean, BlackRock, one of my favorite articles of the year is the guy from BlackRock, the investment corporation BlackRock, who handles $7.4 trillion. That they said that Bitcoin is going to replace gold to a large extent. I mean, mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing to hear that. Fundamentals are very good. So I haven't even looked at chat yet. Fundamentals for crypto are looking fantastic, despite whatever short-term noise may occur. Finding UFO, what's somebody says, everyone smash the like for Kevin. I appreciate it, man. So let's see what's going on in chat. Crypto Cali's in the chat. What's up, man? Let's see what's going on here. Wanderlust, what's up, dude? Checking out chat real quick. Let's see. Seems like everyone's just excited. Everyone's a little bit spooked by the price action here. Though, guys, it's all just short-term noise, right? It's all just short-term noise. I wouldn't be all too worried, you know. Bitcoin could trade sideways for a bit. We could be trading sideways for a little while into the support of the channel. I mean, we've done this many times, right? I mean, look, we have bearish divergence here on the 4-hour. And we're playing it out, right? It's playing out right now. But every time we've hit the top of the channel, we've come right back to the bottom to hit the top again, come right back to the bottom, hit the top again. We haven't technically come to the bottom yet, right? We haven't even come to the bottom yet. So there is still a chance that Bitcoin consolidates into the bottom of the channel before running up again, right? That is also a possibility right now. Are we going to continue this pattern? We'll see. Maybe. So I think we have a little bit of time to see how things play out. So that's looking pretty good. We also mentioned that right now we got to be keeping our eye on the US dollar index. If we break support, Bitcoin will probably moon. If the US dollar index bounces this week, Bitcoin will probably create a local top. Very important to keep in mind as well. And also another really fun thing to do right now is to look at the market cap, which we did before the other day. Bitcoin is now on par with JP Morgan on market cap. 349 billion for JP Morgan, 344 billion currently for Bitcoin. So we're really close to taking over JP. We're really close. And if Bitcoin does eventually hit 100K, we're going to be, you know, coming up to Facebook at some point. Yeah, I mean, if we do go to $1 trillion, yeah, I mean, we're gonna be worth more than Facebook here for Bitcoin. rivaling what, Google? It's going to be insane. It's going to be insane if that happens. But yeah, Ethereum is now coming up above this area from 2018, where we had a lot of hype, a lot of bullish speculation, right? You guys remember, of course, when we broke out above 500 and then ran to 1400 and then pulled back and ran back up to 840. We're coming back into this range where we had all that crazy bullish speculation. The most hype in Ethereum history took place right along this range, and we're currently reclaiming this area, right? The market is reclaiming the area, and that is extremely bullish. The market is agreeing that these are fair prices for Ethereum right now, right? And also, not only that, the good thing about Ethereum here is that the Ethereum 2.0 is 50% of the way to its deposit goal. It's filling up fast as we come closer to the deadline, and I suspect that as it fills up, demand will grow higher for ETH in the short term, right? So very interesting that we're, Ethereum 2, halfway to the deposit goal. And a lot of people are suspecting that as we get closer to the deadline, maybe the last 2 days, 3 days, it's just going to fill up real quick. Because a lot of people like to just wait to the last second, right? So we may actually hit the goal, guys. We may actually hit the goal. It's very, very possible. Very possible. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, definitely follow me on Twitter. I've been tweeting a lot about Ethereum as well. And yeah, this is a very important one, the US dollar index. So Ethereum is still holding these prices, still looking pretty decent here. Let's see some of the other top movers right now. What are the other top movers? Litecoin, which let me go to the USD pair actually. Litecoin is another top mover recently. What is it doing now? Wow. So we hit that, I guess we hit that target that I had marked up here. So Litecoin's looking pretty interesting. Let's go to log. So, it's pretty, guys, the analysis for Litecoin is quite simple right now. You just have a couple key resistances that you're looking to break, horizontal resistances. And of course, 8450 is currently giving you a little bit of trouble. If you can get above 8450, you're likely head towards $100, which is a key resistance, support, resistance from the past. And it's looking pretty good. And Litecoin is above, finally getting above its multi-year resistance. Litecoin is lagging behind the market. We, just finally got a breakout. I'd be looking for, Litecoin was holding the 21-week EMA support, and resistance in a lot of these trends. And right now we've flipped back above it. So even if Litecoin does pull back, as long as you're holding this 21-week EMA, it's looking pretty good. And the 21-week EMA is very key for most cryptos right now, including Bitcoin, including Ethereum, including most coins. The 21-week EMA is very key. Played a pretty big role. A lot of people keep saying that Ethereum 2.0 won't launch in time, but I think it's quite possible that it will. Guys. Litecoin is still in a sense undervalued in terms of in relation to the market, because we only created the first higher high in many years just now, and we're well below this key pivot level, which is a major pivot from bull and bear markets. So Litecoin is still, even anything below 84, in my opinion, is still an accumulation zone for Litecoin. Of course, you'd probably want to be buying closer to 70, but Litecoin is still like pretty cheap in a sense, if everything's going to be bullish for the next year. Yeah, no, that's the thing that I said, is that Litecoin isn't being developed very much. So the interest, the reason why the price wasn't doing anything was because there's just not that much interest, right? And as crypto started to get more media attention the past few weeks, a lot of the people that were in the 2017 run that forgot about crypto, that are now coming back, probably saw, oh yeah, Litecoin, that's the one that made me a bunch of money back in 2017. They probably just bought some, right? I think there's a lot of new money coming back, buying some of the old coins as well. That's just speculation though. I can't really confirm that. I'm just assuming that's kind of the case right now. So Ethereum's still looking okay. The next major target on the daily is 600, the 1618. Yeah, I think Ethereum, I mean, guys, one thing I said on Twitter was, if you don't own Ethereum, yeah, what did I say on Twitter? I said, not owning Ethereum is just as bad as not owning Bitcoin. Especially once ETH 2.0 goes through. I mean, not owning Ethereum is like a crime. You really should. I mean, it's going to be a really, I mean, not financial advice, of course, but it is going to be most likely, and it's going to be a face melter in the next bull market, right? I would think so. I would think so. Guys, let me know in the chat, do you think that Bitcoin's going to break 20K in the near future? Do you think Bitcoin's going to be breaking 20K on this run? Click 1 for yes, click 2 for no in the chat. So the US dollar index is trading right now. The US dollar index has begun trading, and this is going to be very interesting to see. It's going to be really, really interesting to see. So that's the major supports that we're coming up on here. Let's just mark it up. So again, if you're just tuning in, first of all, make sure you smash up that like button. It helps out the channel, it helps out the stream, and also subscribe if you're new. If you're just tuning in, earlier we were talking about the US dollar index and how the next move for the US dollar index is going to play a very, very key role for Bitcoin. If the US dollar index loses support to the downside, I would suspect that Bitcoin's actually going to moon even further to the upside. And we're literally at the support right now. And the US dollar index has just begun trading again here on Sunday night. And we're going to have to keep a very close eye on this. I think this is going to be one of the determining factors of whether Bitcoin moons again or creates a local top. If the US dollar index loses support, confidence in cash is going to decrease even further. And that would be a signal that confidence in cash is decreasing. And then Bitcoin may have a shot at actually testing the all-time high. And if the US dollar index doesn't... is able to find support here, then Bitcoin may create a local top and reverse back down. Right? This is a very, very good correlation, very, very good indicator for Bitcoin. So keep that in mind. When the US dollar index, was peaking during the global pandemic, when cash was king, Bitcoin was at the bottom, right? And then as it started losing support, Bitcoin began, getting a little bit more bullish. And once the US dollar index lost that support in July, Bitcoin started ripping. And then, since October, since the beginning of the parabolic run for Bitcoin, we have been, going up since October. And since October, the US dollar index has been creating lower lows, lower highs. So the correlation is very strong, the inverse correlation. So yeah, we can talk about potentials there. So most people in the chat right now, seem to think that Bitcoin is going to break. So most people think Bitcoin is going to break 20K on this run. It seems like most people in the chat. So it seems like 70% of people think Bitcoin will break 20K on this run, or 60%, and then 40% say no, and then a couple people are uncertain. That's very interesting. Still a pretty bullish sentiment. Still very bullish sentiment here. So, coming up to the all-time high, there's a lot of possibilities, of course, guys. There's a lot of possibilities. And, just as an example, the last time we did this, I'm sure you guys have seen this already from other people talking about it. The last time Bitcoin did this, the last time we tested the all-time high was right in this range. We found a lot of chop. We actually found a 35% rejection from the all-time high back to the 21-week EMA, ran up again, broke the all-time high, came back below it again, chopped until breaking out into the actual bull market, right? And now Bitcoin is doing something similar, coming up to the all-time high, and there's a lot of potentials here. If the US dollar index actually bounces, if the US dollar index bounces up here soon, starting this week, then I would suspect that Bitcoin would likely pull back and actually find some kind of parabolic low before looking to break the all-time high. And then there could be another dip buy opportunity for Bitcoin if the US dollar index does bounce. Could be another buying opportunity for Bitcoin coming up soon. And if the US dollar index loses support to the downside, Bitcoin may actually end up, pushing up towards into the 20K range, right, before actually seeing some sort of major pullback. If the US dollar index loses support, we may run up, hit some high prices, in the 20K range before maybe coming back and retesting it as support. So definitely keep your eye on the US dollar index. Some people, I see someone saying that a US dollar rally over the next few months is likely. I guess maybe with the global pandemic, like the second wave and like the lockdowns happening again, maybe people will be more confident in holding cash. It is possible, but it's going to be pretty easy to tell. The US dollar index is literally at support right now. So we'll see. Now, it's not guaranteed, the inverse correlation is not guaranteed to play out, but it's very likely to play out, right? I mean, Bitcoin was literally created to hedge against the US dollar. So very, very key thing to keep in mind. Second wave of the virus. I don't want to say, somebody's asking what I meant. Guys, I don't want to say the word because apparently Google doesn't like it, and then I'll get like punished for it or something. Like the stream won't rank as well. I don't even know. Really weird. I'll just say the virus or the global pandemic. Just looking at chat. Somebody's asked me if I've ever heard of SXP now. Is there a fractal in the daily time frame? I don't know what fractal you would be talking about. I don't know what fractal you're talking about. Daily time frame fractal? I don't know. By the way, we also only have 20 minutes left until the daily close. 20 minutes left to the daily close. And we have a pretty interesting, wick to the downside here. And we'll see if we can close. With only 20 minutes left, so this is the last moment the bulls really have a chance to come up and close this bullish. So we're going to see 20 minutes left. Yeah, at this point in time, I'm also kind of waiting for a pullback to add to my long-term bags. What I've been saying recently is that right now, like buying Bitcoin right now, is more or less you're feeding into the hype of the run. We're literally like at the high here. If you were to buy Bitcoin now, you're kind of feeding into the hype of the run. In my opinion, at least I would feel that way. So, I don't want to feed into the hype. I want some kind of punctuation, right? I want to see some resolution, whether that is a huge blow off top into the 20K range, a pullback, some kind of punctuation on the trend to give me more ground, to get me grounded, to show me, hey, this is where we're at. And this is what the market is thinking right now based off of the actual punctuation of the end of this run. Of course, you can't just go continuous, as much as we would love it, Bitcoin can't just go continuously parabolic. At some point, it will top out. At some point, there will be a correction. The bears were trying to pull it back last night. I was actually a bear for temporarily, shorted here to here. I played that break of the trend line Of course, I always have long-term bags, guys. Yeah, you guys, you know, you have to wait for pattern development. We got to wait for pattern development. I don't know what you guys are planning to do, but I'm waiting for pattern development, right? I'm waiting for some kind of major signal on the higher time frames, like the weekly. I think that we're going to play out some sort of formation in the around the all-time high, right? I don't think we're just going to necessarily go straight through it. If we do, we're probably going to come back and test back below it again. Okay, you know, it's very speculative to guess that. But if we do just blow through it, I think we're going to come back and consolidate along it before running up again, most likely. If Bitcoin does end up, you know, creating some kind of descending triangle off this area, then we would very likely come back to test. That would be a major loss of momentum. We would end up testing probably closer to 12K if we do create that type of formation, because a descending triangle would basically indicate the end of this short-term run, right? Or bubble, right? The short term, I don't even know what you would want to call it, but if we do create a descending triangle around the all-time high, I would actually be targeting closer to 12. That'd be a major decrease in momentum. If we just kind of reject back down with a major wick down to test the 21-week EMA, that'd be more preferable. I actually think this is more likely. And then we'd be looking to, my mouse is so weird, and then we'd be looking to build up again towards the all-time high and then start going parabolic above the all-time high. So I think anything below 16K, preferably 14K, is the optimal buy target right now. I'm looking to buy at 14K. Below 16K, things are looking pretty tasty. 12K is like the floor, I think. But we'll see. I think a lot of this is probably going to ride on the US dollar index. A lot of this is probably going to ride on the DXY here moving forward. Somebody's asking what has a better ROI going forward, Bitcoin or Chainlink? Well, you have to, I mean, theoretically, Chainlink would have a better percentage return, but you have to remember that you have to consider what is the risk that you want to take, because Bitcoin is clearly the most secure buy. It's the best bet, of course, in the entire crypto industry. By far, Bitcoin is the best bet, and it's the least risky. By far the least risky asset in crypto. Chainlink falls under a slightly more risky asset, right? So it depends on how much risk you want to take. But yeah, theoretically, Chainlink is going to have a much higher return on investment, just like Ethereum theoretically is also going to have, most likely, nothing's guaranteed, a higher return on investment. So you have to kind of pick and choose, guys. You got to pick and choose. We got 600 people watching, guys. Definitely hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. How much drop can BTC take before it resets parabola? Well, that's a great question, and that's what we've seen time and time again in the past. Was, you know, let's see. I mean, one major thing is retracing to the 618 fib. That's a pretty big one in the last bull market. I'm not sure if it's going to be the same thing now. So something that we did constantly in the last bull market, I believe, was we retraced to the 618, right? We pull back to the 618, we run up again. And I'm not sure if it's this low to this high. Yeah, we retest the 618. You see that right there? We retested the 618. And even on, like, from this low to this high, we come back, we retest just around the 618, in between the 50 and the 618. From this low to this high, we came back, we retested the 618. Right there. So, you know, we hit the 618 plenty of times on the last bull run. So if Bitcoin is going to top out at some point, maybe you could draw your fibs and look to target the 618. Though we don't have a confirmed top yet, so it's almost not worth it. It's almost not worth to even guess. I mean, this is suggesting that, you know, I think this is suggesting that it would be coming closer to the low 13K range. So, you know, and that's kind of where the 21-week EMA is coming in right now. That would be in a very optimal buy zone. Let's just say Bitcoin does reverse here. yeah, that's going to be an incredible opportunity to be buying Bitcoin. That's like probably your last chance, the lowest price before the next bull run. So if you ever see the price come back to that point, yeah, definitely get your cash ready and exit fiat into Bitcoin. But again, we don't have a confirmed top. We'll see where the top actually comes in, and then you'll get your fib targets. That's not an actual target because it's not a confirmed top, by the way. But yeah, the next major dip, I'm definitely looking to buy. We have so much money coming in from like Grayscale, so much money coming in from a lot of these corporations. I think PayPal has begun buying 70% of all the newly mined Bitcoin. So I mean, we have so much bullish pressure from Grayscale, from PayPal news, from all these institutions looking to get into Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin is being actually sort of like a legitimacy check mark is being placed next to Bitcoin as we speak, with entities like BlackRock approving of it, the CFTC basically approving of it, and even saying that the CFTC likes Ethereum. So there's like a check, a legitimacy check, being drawn on crypto as we speak. It's crazy. It's crazy how all of us go from these crazy digital internet money nerds to then legitimate store value and a competitor to gold, like overnight, just like instantly flip, like from one year to the next. Somebody just came in with a giant comment, says, "Will we see $2 trillion market cap?" Guys, I have no idea. 1 trillion would be great. That'd be good enough for me. That'd be good enough for me. So people are asking about like upside targets for Ethereum in the next bull run. I mean, you can basically just take the percentage gains of the last run for Bitcoin and divide it by 4. So it'd be 12,000% roughly divided by 4, which would make the next run up 3,000%, which would land us close to 100K. And if you do the same for Ethereum, I think it's 5,000. 5,000 would be like the estimated upside target in the next bull run. That's just complete speculation, though. Complete speculation. Yeah, someone's asking about XRP. Let's go to Bitstamp for XRP. Wicked move, guys. Wicked move here. Insane bounce for XRP. So coming into overbought territory in the weekly RSI. So XRP making really interesting moves. Finally, congrats to all the XRP holders. Because the interesting thing is that if you've been buying XRP since July of 2019, if you bought XRP anywhere, you're now in profits. Finally, right? So congratulations to all of you guys that are hardcore XRP hodlers. You guys are now making the gains that you've been waiting for a very long time. And so for XRP overall, long term, the weekly chart, what was pretty clear is that there was big XRP holders that had more interest in selling XRP and dumping it than they did in buying it for many years, 2 years almost, right? And then once March happened and there was that opportunity to accumulate at extremely low prices for XRP, about 11 cents, you had massive accumulation right after the pandemic, right? Massive accumulation at those low levels. So somebody that was probably dumping XRP over time began reaccumulating at that low, and then instead of finding lower highs, lower lows for literally years straight, XRP for the first time started creating higher lows and higher highs for the first time. So that was a clear change in trend direction. And then guys, even though I've made fun of XRP on this channel so many times, but I've said like 5 or 6 of my past live streams before this pump even happened, I was saying it's pretty low risk area to buy and it was probably going to pump, right? But I didn't necessarily expect it to pump all the way to 50 cents. But yeah, I mean, it was a pretty low risk area. You created higher lows for the first time in years. Yeah, you got the pump. And XRP from the high, to put it in perspective, is still down 85% from the high, about 85% from the peak price. You could go from the candle body close, I guess, which is a little bit more relevant. XRP is, still down, over 80%. So they got work to do, but you created your first macro higher high for the first time in years. Really good progress. That's a bullish signal. As long as you can hold 33 cents as new support, if you do come back to backtest it, as long as you're holding that level, you're making great progress. And once you're above 50 cents, then that's when the real pump begins, right? At that point, you're targeting 75 cents and $1. The horizontals for XRP, the horizontal support, horizontal resistance is really the most important thing here, right? There's no, it's a lot of sideways. There's no real trend, right? There was a downtrend for years, but it's just a lot of sideways. So you want to look at your horizontal resistances for your main targets, right? I'm curious to see if this is a fib level. I'm not sure if this is even correct to do. No, it's not. Too much downside. So actually where we are right now is the 1618 from this swing high to this swing low. We just hit the 1618 target. Pretty much direct touch off that. So you hit your second major fib target to the upside. Yeah, I mean, if you've been accumulating XRP, you've made good gains now, but it did take way too long. I agree with Mr. B. It took way too damn long for XRP to get this pump. Yeah, it's great. If you've been accumulating through half the year of 2019, you're making money, but it's kind of, it's still not an asset I would really want to be in. That's just my personal preference, to each their own. Can XRP in the next bull run see some massive pump? Yeah, probably, to be honest. Not that quickly, right? Let's just say that, another massive pump, yes, but you're probably going to get the same type of trickle down sell-off afterward. Most likely, you're going to get another trickle down because there are people with a lot of XRP that are, pretty much just selling every day, right? That's what we've seen. The guy who moved to XLM, his wallet, apparently, if you go track it, you can see that he is selling daily almost. But we did get a lot of reaccumulation here. I think the whales that were reaccumulating at these lows, which is probably Ripple themselves, are probably going to, do another controlled dump after the next major pump, a controlled sell-off. Because what is XRP really, right? Cross-border remittance payments. So the real, for XRP to be useful, you got to sell XRP, right? When you do the transfer, the XRP is going to the other person, the other entity, and it's being sold for cash. So, you have to remember what XRP is really for. Anthony M is in the chat, and Anthony actually is somebody that used to make fun of XRP, and then he bought it at the low here and has made a lot of money since, which I think is pretty funny. Anthony M making that money on XRP. But yeah, guys, so for Bitcoin right now, definitely keep your eye on this trend. We're still within the channel, right in the middle of the channel. If we lose the blue 21 EMA on the 4-hour, then we may actually end up testing to the bottom of the channel again. And if we do that, that could be putting us in a potential head and shoulders, which would indicate a potential decrease in momentum. And really the key thing here, guys, is just looking at this trend line. Because this is the trend. This is what this is what everyone's looking at right now, is this uptrend. If we can come back to it, if we can bounce off of it and remain, continue to get support, continue to see demand for Bitcoin, we'll probably see a nice run up, right? We'll probably hit the all-time high. If we lose the 21 EMA on the 4-hour and we come back to the upward sloping parabolic trend line and we lose the parabolic trend line, yeah, then you're going to be looking for probably some kind of correction. You're probably going to be looking for, I would say at least 16K to cover this range, this run up here, back to this resistance area. You're probably looking for at least 16K if we break the channel, right? But we'll see. Right now, things are still looking okay. There is no confirmed top yet. But it's always good to consider, what could be happening after such an immense run to the upside with bearish divergence on the 4-hour, which has already kind of played out, but Actually, I don't think we really talked about Link very much yet. The chart looks whack in linear. So yeah, this is actually what I said in yesterday's stream. I actually tried to trade this, you know, of course I have long-term positions. I tried to trade this breakout last night and then just got stopped out with a $60 loss. I was looking to see if I could trade a breakout, but Bitcoin had reversed, and then I went short on Bitcoin and made some money there. But Chainlink's looking good on the daily. I mean, you know, we have this nice trend. We hit $7.30, and like I said, guys, like I said yesterday, this is exactly what I said in yesterday's stream. I said, every time we've ran up for Chainlink so far, we've had a retrace. Bounce up, retrace. Bounce up again, retrace. Bounce up again, retrace. And I was saying, you know, if there is a retrace, what I was saying yesterday's stream is that, you know, it's pretty, nothing to really worry about. Pretty common, right? If we couldn't actually get this breakout because Bitcoin reversed, you know, it's pretty common that, you know, we'll retrace back to the trend line and then look for support again. So we already hit that support line, but don't be surprised to see Chainlink testing that major breakout zone. This was that key level that I discussed in all my videos, in all my streams. $13.66 is a very key level, very key pivot point. We did find a lot, you know, we had a huge run to 20K, pulled back, found a lot of support at 1366 area, and then bounced, right? So there was a lot of hype in this range, a lot of activity in this range, a lot of people looking to get into Chainlink. So that area turned into a resistance after we broke it. And we did pivot above it recently, 1366. So as long as we can hold 1366 as new support, and as long as we can hold this trend line, and as long as we can hold the 21-day EMA here, then things will likely continue to be bullish for Chainlink. But don't be surprised to see a little bit of sideways possibly in this range before looking to run up again. If you start losing the trend line, start losing the 21-day EMA, then it gets a little bit more bearish. You could be looking to potentially go back down to, you know, 12, maybe as low as 10, but we'll see, right? As long as, you know, as long as the bull market, the crypto bull market is underway, I think that Chainlink has a good chance of hitting $20, you know, within the first few months of 2021, within the first month or two of 2021, as long as the bullish sentiment for crypto is maintained throughout that time, right? I mean, overall, it's still pretty good. You know, we're not like Chainlink isn't pumping or anything, but we are still getting higher highs and higher lows. And we see that there is an increase in demand for Chainlink, right? There is an increase in demand for Chainlink as of right now. We did find a resistance at a pretty key spot, which was a major support and resistance zone at the 618 fib extension, just above it actually. And you know, we found a lot of resistance there. Of course, that is a pretty historic zone. If Chainlink was to have broken above that, you know, we would have probably headed towards 12. Ian says he just finished DJing this song. Nice, nice. So let's see what people in chat are saying. Someone says DXY looking weak. Yeah, I mean, it's not really doing all too much here. It's not really bouncing yet. So if we lose this support, it could be, it's not guaranteed, but it could be a very bullish indication for Bitcoin. You know, we could actually continue moving up if the demand is maintained. And on, you know, we're going very parabolic right now. Like we have a pretty strong, I mean, this run is insane overall. If we do go up more, you know, we're getting to blow off top territory because if we break out again, we'd probably extend through the channel into the 20K range with a massive wick up there. And you got to remember, as we're hitting the 20K level, the emotions are going to run high, right? So as we're building up to the all-time high, the emotions are kind of under control. People are like, oh, you know, it's generally bullish. Any dips are getting bought up. Where you have an exponential increase in price, exponential increase in demand as we're running up to the all-time high. A very controlled bullish move, right? If we break out and wick up above 20K, it's going to get wild. There's going to be a lot of emotions. It's not going to be as controlled right? Unless it's just 100% FOMO. Unless it's just 100% FOMO, I would expect a lot of activity at the high, right? Because it's not going to be that steady, controlled increase in demand. It's going to be like, oh my God, all-time high. What do I do? Do I buy? Do I sell? And the market's just going to go wild. That's what I think, right? That's what I think. So that's what I would expect right now. Yeah, I was looking at Cardano earlier. A lot of people were talking about Cardano as well. Pretty great move here. Let's look at the weekly. You held support pretty good here in September. You held that level pretty well. So if Cardano does break out, your first major upside target. I mean, I'm looking at Kraken right now. I could go to Binance maybe. Is there more history there? See if we have any confluence with resistance levels. From high to low, your next breakout target. The major target I see is actually coming in, right, or actually it's kind of in between. Probably about 20 cents. Probably about 20 cents, most likely. It could be higher than that though. It could be higher. Guys, I don't really study the Cardano chart. So people are I don't really like study Cardano. Someone's saying, do I think that Cardano can hit $3 on the next bull run? I'm not educated enough on Cardano to make that guess, right? But yeah, if you break out, I think you're probably going to head towards 20 cents. 20 cents is not only a psychological number, but there's some activity here from the past, and it's also your 1618 fib extension target. What is Ethereum up to? Ethereum stalling a little bit here around 560. Crypto Man coming in with a 20. Crypto Man, I think you donate here a lot, I'm pretty sure. He says, as we all make money, may I make a suggestion? Give some profits to charity. It feels great to make money, but it feels even better to give and know you're making a difference in a truly needy person's life. That is true. That is very true. I don't really donate to charity that much, but like if I see that someone's in need, I'll definitely help them. Like one of my friends' houses burned down, and we all got together, we helped them out. So like if especially someone in your community, if somebody in your community that's close to you needs help, definitely help your community, right? And make sure that if you are going to donate to charity, that it's a good charity fund, right? Make sure that it's a real legit thing, because you can end up putting money into stuff that is pretty shady, right? You want to make sure that you're vetting the charity that you're donating to. But yeah, Crypto Man's a good point. Make sure that you guys help out your communities, help out the causes that you think are worthwhile. Somebody says charities are a scam, and that's not true, guys. Some of them are not scams. That's why I said that. You're gonna vet the charity that you want to donate to, and make sure it's good, right? But Crypto Man, I very much appreciate your 20, and that's a nice message, guys. Definitely help out your communities, especially in a time like this. In a time like this, yeah. In a time like this, you definitely want to help your communities, guys. Crypto Man says, a charity doesn't have to be an organization. It can literally just be someone you see on the street. And that's kind of what I was saying too, help out your community. But I appreciate that, Crypto Man. So yeah, we're still in the middle of this channel, and we're going to have to keep our eye on the DXY. If the DXY loses support, we'll probably blast through 20K. Or at least blast through the all-time high. Probably. If the DXY bounces, I'm looking for a breakdown of this channel, guys. I'm looking for a breakdown towards at least 16K. If the US dollar index finds a bounce here this week, I'm looking for Bitcoin to break the channel to the downside towards 16K. Because, you know, basically what we've seen recently with the US dollar index is that if you're looking at the US dollar index here, guys, what we've seen recently is that we're just sitting at the support. We're just like hugging it, right? So we're just getting pushed down lower highs, and now we're like flat on this support level. But that decrease in price has been very good for Bitcoin. That the decrease in value for the DXY has been very good for Bitcoin, right? So, and just, you know, just the DXY sitting at these low levels is good for Bitcoin. It's positive for Bitcoin. There's more confidence in Bitcoin than cash, right? So if the US dollar index breaks down, we'll probably blast through the all-time high, probably. If the US dollar index bounces, look out for a breakdown of the trend to potentially as low as 16K. So for me, guys, you know, right now I do see some external factors that are playing a role, which is the US dollar index, and potentially the stock market may play a little bit of a role this upcoming week. It might, depends. Because we do have, I think futures are up a little bit right now. I think we do have the, you know, the next, we do have lockdowns coming into the United States, right? We do have like some cities locking down, putting restrictions again. There's a lot of talks about this right now. So we'll see how the stock market reacts this week. And we'll see if, you know, people have confidence in cash, you know, as all this is happening. So that's really the main thing that I want you guys to keep in mind is the US dollar index right now. That is the main thing that I want you to be looking at this upcoming week, because I think it will be big. It will be big, most likely, guys. For now, Bitcoin is in the middle of the channel. It can still move up. As we were saying, the 21 EMA on the 4-hour is that short-term indicator. If we bounce here, looking bullish. If we break below it, we'll probably test the bottom of the channel. BKTV says price of Ethereum when Bitcoin drops. Well, we don't know if Bitcoin will drop. The US dollar could lose support, and then Bitcoin blasts through 20K, and then Ethereum blasts into the 600 range, right? Overall, guys, I mean, overall, I'm super bullish. I mean, we have so many good things going for us, so many positive things going for the crypto market. There's like no Bitcoin available to get a hold of. Any amount of demand at this point is just moving the price higher, and there's not that much selling interest as of right now, right? There's not that much selling interest clearly. We've been streaming, guys. We've been streaming for over an hour. Definitely hit that like button if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Jeffrey says, is now a good time to buy into cryptocurrencies? Or is it better to wait for a crash first? Well, it's always best to buy during a crash. That is always the best time to buy crypto or anything, really. But anyway, yeah, I mean, you know, we're really pumping here, right? We're really pumping here, and personally, I'll just tell you that I'm not giving you financial advice. Nothing I say is financial advice. Personally, I don't want to add to my Bitcoin positions here. I don't want to feed into this run, you know, even though it's possible that this could be the very start of a much longer term move to the upside, like a major parabolic run. But I don't want to add yet until I get some resolution, until we hit that all-time high, see what kind of volatility comes in, see how the market reacts to the all-time high, how much confidence is there at those prices at the all-time high. That's what I want to see first. I want some punctuation on this trend, some kind of formation, and then I'll have a better grasp of what's going on. Then I might add to my positions. I want to buy Bitcoin at 14K if possible, if I can. If we get a dump, I would love to buy there. Anything below 16,000 is a pretty good buy zone. And 12K is a really, really good buy zone at this point in this run, because we are getting that bullish momentum. So you know, anybody who asks me like, hey, should I buy cryptos right now? My answer is, if you really want to get into crypto, and it's because you believe in crypto, not just, oh, I heard this thing can make me money. Because if that's your mentality, you're just going to drop it like a hot potato when things go down. So if you really want to get into this industry and you want to invest in it, buy a little bit. Just buy a little bit. Just get in, buy a little bit, right? Get in with a little bit, and then if it goes down, you have a lot of cash ready to buy that dip. But you might as well just get it a little bit, you know? Get a little bit of crypto, test the water, and then if it dumps more, you're gonna have a lot more cash ready to buy that, right? And you know, this is what we were saying to people on this channel when Ethereum was, you know, when Bitcoin was pumping. Remember, Bitcoin was pumping and Ethereum was like doing nothing, and everyone was so disappointed. I was screaming from the rooftops. I was like, guys, you know, getting a hold of Ethereum right now is a really good idea. It's a really good idea. It's by far it's the second best bet in the crypto market. And when Bitcoin goes up, it brings the value of everything up, but there's a delayed effect. Bitcoin going up is bullish for everything else, right? Even if short term it doesn't seem that way, it is, and we see that. Bitcoin goes up, everything stalls, and then the new money begins to flow into alts. Guys, we know the deal. We know how it works. Yeah, but Jeffrey, you got to make sure that you're really like convinced of cryptocurrencies as a whole. You know, you got to make sure that you're like convinced that this is the future, and you got to understand what you're buying, why you're buying it. You have to understand the insane volatility. Right? I mean, you know, the people that were buying Ethereum in these ranges, they were experiencing 50%. If you put in, let's say you put in $1,000 right now, a few months later, you're down 500, right? And then you're back up again, and then you're down again. Like you got to understand the volatility of this market is really crazy. You got to be ready for it. Although I think generally moving forward, we'll probably be, you know, moving upwards. You know, as long as we're holding that blue 21-week EMA for Ethereum and Bitcoin, I think it's upwards and onwards from here, guys. Now, remember, guys, the last bull run, the 21-week EMA, was the best buying opportunity on the way up. It was also the best selling opportunity on the way down. And we've been chopping above it and below it for a while, but since April, we've been holding it. We've been continuously holding it. So if you ever see prices coming back down to the 21-week EMA, that is likely going to be the best buy zone. And at this point, it would probably come in closer to 14. And right now, my optimal target, like my preferred buy target for Bitcoin that I think is, you know, possible and also just really good, is 14K. If we see a wick down there, I'm going to be looking to hop in, most likely. Adding to my positions, guys. Anything along the blue 20-week EMA is a very strong buy, and most of the market agrees with that. So maybe the market's going to front run it. Who knows? If you watch, I mean, I've been talking about the 21-week EMA for a long time now, but if you watch like any other crypto channel that does TA, a lot of people are talking about the 21-week EMA or the 20-week EMA. A lot of people are talking about that because it is historically very significant. That's where you want to be looking to get in if you're looking to take like major positions, or you're looking for a good swing trade opportunity for a major bounce. 21-week EMA is probably your best bet to target. Now, I don't know how far away we're going to get from it. You know, we could run into the 20s before finding the 21-week EMA again, maybe like later next year. Anything is possible, right? Anything is possible. This is, I'm broke, but for the taste of music. I'm broke, but for the taste of music. I guess you're tipping me because you like my taste of music. Yeah, there's the cool what is it called on SoundCloud? It's called like Flow State. Really cool tracks. They like good mixes. I appreciate that, Ian, though. I appreciate that. I'm not sure if that's your name. Ian? Ilan? Much appreciated, man. But yeah, we'll see, guys. We'll see. As long as we're above the 21 EMA on the 4-hour, things can continue up. But yeah, so I didn't do a video today. So I figured I'd just come on a live stream and talk to you guys for a bit. That's pretty much most of what I wanted to talk about. We talked a lot about Bitcoin, Ethereum. We went over like Litecoin, XRP, Chainlink a little bit. Even looked at Cardano for a split second. We talked a lot about the US dollar index, guys. The US dollar index is key right now. Keep your eye on it. It's probably going to play a big role. The inverse correlation of Bitcoin and the US dollar index is strong, very strong. So that's what I want you guys to be keeping your eye on for this upcoming week. And yeah, also, you know, Eth2 is now 50% to the point of getting their deposit goal. So that's great. We're getting there. The last few days, we might see a huge increase in deposits. That's what I'm expecting. That's what a lot of people are expecting. And if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, definitely follow me on Twitter. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're new. I'm probably going to end the stream now. I went live because I didn't make a video today. Also, for those of you guys that love my intros, like my cool movie intros, I am working on one right now. But I'm not sure. I'm going to post it probably when we hit the all-time high or something. I think. So definitely stay tuned for that. WTWV, coming in with a 5. He says, thanks for your teachings. WTWV, I appreciate that donation. Appreciate it, man. Much appreciated. Shout out to Crypto Man, Ian, and WT. Shout out to all you guys for donating to the stream. And shout out to all the new subs that we got tonight. And shout out to all of you who hit the like button and that are always watching my streams. But guys, I think that's it for me tonight. And I'll try to make a video next. I know a lot of people, some people like the video, some people like the live streams. These days, if I make a video, the video becomes irrelevant like instantly. So I figured sometimes I just like going live because I'm basically remaining relevant as the market's just going nuts, right? Videos can become irrelevant in like 10 minutes these days. But anyway, I appreciate it. Appreciate it, guys. And I'll see you all in the next video or stream. See you guys soon. Peace out. for all of you guys that are still watching the stream, enjoying the music, check out all the links below. You can sign up for the Cryptowatch platform for free. You can download the Cryptowatch desktop app for free, which is what you see on the screen right now. Custom layouts, all free. And if you want to support this channel further, feel free to join Patreon. You get extra content. You can see one of my portfolios, things that, you know, when I'm buying, when I'm selling, and started doing some more swing trades recently. So if you are interested in that, definitely join Patreon. Hold on, let's play this outro before we go here. Ready? Here we go. Here we go. Get hype.
Big things have small beginnings.
Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?